Motrimis mama la capre, motrimis mama la capre.
Previously on
Let's get it on! Forget Dora the Explorer. You got Oga the Explorer right here. Everybody, no matter what you're doing, driving, holding a baby, taking baked cookies out of the oven, drop everything you're doing and join the air quotes barbarian faction.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
And welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Get It On, to the War Console of 278. Now, for those of you who are new here, yes, this is a PowerPoint presentation. I insist on using the tools the man uses to oppress me in order to have fun. Asterix may not contain fun. Every once in a while I'll do this to convey a thing or two, because the most fun I get from battles is when there is context. So by trying to RP, I create my own context. Reality be damned. So that's my mental illness. What is yours? So in the winter of 278, King Tarbus invited all the Getae from all across his domain to participate in his moot. People came from far and wide, from across the street, even from all the way at the back of the village, where that weird inbred family lives. And I forgot I added that silly Mamaliga picture. The joys of unsettling Alzheimer's, I guess. So everybody basically showed up for some free Mamaliga and to listen to the king. Actually, scrap that. We are royalty. We ain't gonna eat no Mamaliga. Mamaliga is for simple peasants. King Tarbus will serve Balmush, which is like Mamaliga. I assume people know what Mamaliga is. I mean, it's not good, but it's world famous. How can I make it sound the least appetizing ever? I guess yellow maize porridge. Let's make it into a thing. How can I describe how to cook something in the most unappetizing way possible? I guess the secret to a good balmush is goats, specifically goat milk. So now first you extract the milk, then you leave it out in the sun until it becomes disgusting, aka sour milk. Then you take the liquid that's left on the top of the sour milk, that's called colloquially zar, and then you add it to the mamaliga, and it literally overwhelms the taste, makes it taste like smoked goat cheese. Can you tell I'm fat, by the way? Eastern European fat though, not American fat. I don't need no mobility scooter just yet. Anyway, our first lovely neighbors are the Daci, or as the Greeks would call them, the Getae. Wait, what? Aren't we the Getae? To which the Greek would probably respond with ne. The weirdest way to say yes ever. Ne. Silly malakas. Let's have a learning moment since we are here. Let me put on my Oga the Explorer hat. Can anyone help Oga spot the difference between the Daci and the Getae? Well, most people, including archaeologists and historians, really can't. Most likely there were two different tribes that lived in the area, and just the Romans made contact with a group and called them the Daci, the Dacus, and the Greeks came into contact with a different group and called them the Getae. So it's just like how in modernity the Arab world calls Germany Alemania, while the rest of the world calls them Germans. It's not because Arabs can't read, but because way back in the day they just came into contact with the Alemani tribe, and they decided, they're all the same. And you can't argue with that logic. Anyway, game-wise, the only reason to go to war with them is because our builder king wants to build an empire, and we all know the best seasoning for your empire cake is fratricide. Our other potential war goal are the Apulii. I guess most of our population views them as their betters. I mean, every time Uncle Danzibalos needs to go sell a goat, he goes all the way to the big city, Salmisagetusa. And of course, we all still remember that one time when Zalmoxis went into a cave and died there, only to rudely come back 3 years later. Hopefully they fixed that glitch in the Matrix, so shit like that won't happen again. Good Dacians are supposed to reincarnate, not resurrect. But I guess if he is an exception, we will just worship him as a god. So yeah, taking on the Apulii will be our first boss fight, I guess. I hope we can recreate the history and force the Apulii to migrate, gather some Illyrians along the way, renounce the Mamaliga and embrace the pasta, and rename the Puglia region after them. And last but not least, the Bastarnos, our Celtic neighbors that migrated some time ago into the region. And of course they like to shag sheep like all Celts, that's why they smell so bad. They enjoy stealing Dacian women and feasting on the blood of Dacian children. They also stole the copper-rich mountains that should belong to proper Dacians. They also practice incest, that's why most of them are so physically deformed. And they also worship the Dagda, an earth demon from the pits of Hades. And that is why they don't possess real souls and are no better than common animals. All 100% true facts and not Potulatense propaganda. And the moot begins. First to speak would be our wife, the queen, if she had any rights. just kidding, she's just on a diplomatic mission to spy on the half horse, half man from the Far East. First to speak at the moot is Chieftain Dadazi, or how his friends call him, Dada, the chieftain of the Buridavense and the governor of the Great Helmet of Malva. He is the chieftain of the Buridavense who hate the Romans. None of them have yet to meet a Roman, but they are set in their ways. You know, I imagine it as how conspiracy people talk about lizard people or the Greys. You know, the truth is out there. The Romans are already among us, masquerading as humans, preparing their invasion. They even turned the frogs gay! He somewhat reluctantly votes for a war against the Bastarnos. We do need to train the men in the ways of war, so a war is needed. And why not the Bastarnos? Next to speak is the self-proclaimed leader of all the minor tribes of the Getae, Chieftain Bikili. And despite being the leader of a proud and friendly people, he really wants to expand the empire. And if he or his family, are granted some land in the process for their help, so be it. They will take on that responsibility. So they vote for war against the Bastarnos. You see a trend. Next to speak is Chieftain Diordanos, the chieftain of the Potulatense. He gives a very charismatic speech, and I will quote, Barbar, 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 bar. And I don't think any translation is needed. He, of course, votes for war against the non-human Bastarnos. And so, King Tarbus decides to listen to his people, and the Getae will slowly prepare for war against the Bastarnos. Are we the baddies for attacking our neighbors who are already being raided by Eastern horse tribes? Well, the answer is yes, we are the baddies. Let loose the goats of war! And here we are in the actual game. Yeah, everybody's here again. And welcome to January of 278, and we got news of our wife's exploits. Well, officially this was a betrayal, but in my warped reality, this is just a perceived betrayal. All of our kin, the Daci and the Apulii, they view us sending our wife to some savages to the Far East as a minor betrayal. So it hurts trade. They refuse to trade with us for betraying our own Dacian heritage. I guess the first thing we should do is recruit some kind of a religious leader. Finally, we have enough money to also afford a pope. We have three options. First is Denzibalos, helps with tax, construction time, and public order. Very strong contendant. Then we have Oroles, helps with growth, public order, and some edicts. Then we have Zyraxes, unit replenishment, growth, and morale. I guess we should go with the tax and the construction thingy.
How can I assist you?
And our pope is hopefully not a madman. Academic, another 10% military research. Wow, we are really an academic faction. And cheerful. Hallelujah. What a nice pope. He's gregarious, careless, and attractive. Oh, a sexy pope. +1 growth, a culture conversion, doesn't really help with empire maintenance, and we will immediately send the Urbana to join with the loyal Getaean army, and send Theatiris to move towards Petrodava and spy on the Bastarnos, because we really need to find out who, how, and why are living here. how much are they defended, and stuff like that. And how is the war with the Getae, or somewhere over here, how is that going? Hopefully extremely bad for them. Another thing that we should do is send our wife once again to the Getae. Hopefully this time she will manage to make some friends. Our main goal will be just to get her to be a shield maiden, so she will actually give us gravitas and loyalty and help the political situation. So she only has 3 more chances to prove herself. Good luck, Finuța. Now it's recruiting time, and since we did the formal war council, some die-hard Putulatense racists will want to join our army. This is kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, buying such an expensive unit, because we can't afford anything else. But it's roleplay. And since we actually need so much money and we do have such a nice pope, it's time to increase the taxes to abysmal levels. Oh, we still get a +1 public order. And welcome to February of 278, and once again we find out that our wife Finuța is a horrible failure. This time I don't know what she said. She probably made an offhand complimented about some kind of a horse or something, and our own troops took it as a slight to their dignity, and the troop morale will drop. Honestly, I couldn't care less. As game mechanics go, this won't affect us at all. And there is war! The Duchy went to war with the Scordisii. This is hardly surprising. I guess they decided to come to the aid of the Tribalii and help them with their war against the Scordisii. And good on them. So let's start the turn by begging our wife, Finuța, please, just don't make a scene. just try to impress them, please. Good luck. Now it's time to rush towards the river with the spy and with the army. And we should also recruit something with the army. What should we recruit? I guess we should pick up some youths. And since we can indulge ourselves, let's buy 1 unit of sling. And welcome to March, the first month of spring. And Finuța, why? We asked you nicely. But apparently our bids to try and improve our international standings, at least our foreign relations with the Easterners, is really frowned upon by our trading partners, the rest of the Dacians. So yeah, it is what it is. And Theatitis found the dog. Good for him. Here he is, and the dog is probably from this area. And on some international news, the Tribalii were actually they declared war on the Tolistobogi. I'm fairly sure the Tolistobogi have declared war on them. It's these guys who are sheep shagging Celts declared war on our brethren who have too much resources for their own good. So yeah, tough to beat them, I guess. I guess since we are talking about Theatitis, let's try and move him. He will most likely spend all his turn building a raft to be able to cross the river next turn. And I guess we will do the same with our army. Can we? Yes. They are building a raft. And since crossing the river will be an aggressive move, actually moving a whole army will be a declaration of war, more or less. We will formally declare war on the Bastardos.
The gods will have me listen to you, but do not pass the day in words without merit.
all our words will have merit. We are calmly asking you to please go away.
Our warriors will march, and our women will prepare the victory feast for their return.
I hope not. So let's just take a minute and send our wife again, and for the last time, to the Getae to try and make friends, so we can see how much monies we still have, because we can still recruit probably the last turn before we cross into foreign lands, and can only rely on recruiting mercenaries. So what should we recruit? And I guess for as much as I would like to recruit more cavalry, I think we actually need more numbers. So we will recruit one unit of spear and 2 units of X-Men, mostly because they know how to fight and they have shields. And I guess because we are backwards like that, with the come of spring, we will actually lower taxes instead of helping people to get over winter. Wow, I pressed all the wrong buttons. Instead of helping people get over, survive winter, we we really taxed them badly because we needed the money. Now we can relax a bit. And welcome to April of 278. And looks like the Getae really do not want to be our friends. I guess they bitch slapped our wife. Your diplomat has been wounded and has to return empty-handed. Well, I guess bitch slapping their queen has actually encouraged our population. And finally, we can actually cross the river. Let's start with Theatitis. Maybe he can... no, he can't see anything. But let's activate him anyway. And let's cross with the main army. And well, we actually can recruit mercenaries, but nothing worthwhile. These are all worse than what we have and a lot more expensive. Maybe the cavalry is a bit better than what we have, but it's not necessarily directly better. It's just a different kind of cav. This is light cav and this is heavy cav, and it's also overly expensive heavy cav. We will see what the Bastanos have and then decide if we actually recruit them. Not that we can afford them, but it's food for thought. And we are in May, where literally nothing happened. One of those turns. And we will move our spy to find... Oh, I like what I see. Actually, I like what I don't see. Petrodava is potentially defenseless. Well, they have the garrison, but that won't help them much. And it will only take us 700 turns to actually reach the city. But this is the best scenario. But with our luck, their army is just over here, waiting for us. And welcome to June, the first month of summer, actually a warm summer. And as you can see, a lot has happened. First of all, our wife, she's no longer wounded. Other than role-playing purposes, it didn't change anything at all. But it seems to have again motivated our populace that our queen is healthy once again and up and about. Except for Dada. For some reason, this ambitious noble has spread dissent among the nobility. So I guess he's talking shit about Finuza. Interesting. And on international news, the Odrysians have declared war on the Tribalii, which is fratricide. You know, I really don't understand why they can't get along and fight together against the local Celts. There's literally a Celtic tribe between both of these factions, so it's really annoying that the Dacians can't get along. But I guess violence is the Dacian way. On other news, the Urbana became a doctore. The most important news this summer is that Theatitis Found a snake. So I'm curious to see if Dada's spreading of dissent actually hurt us, and yes, it does. We are almost at the brink of civil war. Actually, we are protected for the first 20 turns. We still have 14 turns of protection, but I guess this is kind of big. He's sitting in the, let's do a flyby. I guess he's standing in the middle of town and starting to warn everybody about the dangers of the Romans. The Romans are coming, the Romans are coming. And our king, instead of fortifying the great helmet of Malva, is going in the wrong direction. He's going to the east, when the Romans are at the west. Might have appointed the wrong governor there. I don't think he is quite sane. Or maybe he is. Maybe the Romans are coming. And speaking of nations, we might not necessarily get along so well. I guess we should at least cancel the military treaty that we have with Apuliae, because really there's no reason for them to march their armies in our territory. And enough time has passed for this to not be some kind of an issue with anyone. So be it. So be it. So it's time for King Tarbos to get a bit more aggressive towards Pedro Dava. I guess next turn we can actually besiege it, and still no sign of their king. Let's go with our spy across the bridge. Oh my god, I guess they are either besieging the Catiroi or totally screwed, I guess. And here we are in July, and the disaster struck. Uh-oh, a horde of barbarians have been forced on the road because of war. Which war? Our war? I guess the whole world is on the state of total war. They are now crossing the borders and settling on our grazing lands. How should we respond to this? We can give them pasturage? We can relocate them? Or we can confront them. I guess most of our people are... actually no, the majority of our people are xenophiles, most of the tribes. So I guess they will be welcoming them. Plus the actual governor is a guy that really hates Romans, so he will welcome anyone who isn't Roman. Or maybe they are fleeing Romans. I guess our first instinct will be to give them pasturages. So I guess we will find out next turn what's the deal with that. And the Urbana leveled up, but because of the mod, the 12 years per turn mod, this will help us with absolutely nothing. Not even one point in her thingies will be changed, because everything is slower now. And Danzibalos, he will help us more with cultural conversions, which is really good. And another dog. Wow, he's like on the Pokemon adventure every turn. Snake, dog, I choose you. Okay, Tititis, the Pokemon trainer, is having a blast. And finally Tarbos is in a position to assault the city. But not before we will celebrate and mark this occasion by hiring a new religious figure, because we can finally afford another druid agent. Ooh, we can actually hire a witch. Interesting, she gives us tax and culture, replenishment and growth and public order. I guess just for being thematic, we will hire the witch. Another Diorpana. Guess that's Diorpana's little sister, the Witch of the East. Or maybe she's one of the people. The goddess. What goddess? Well met, Diorpana, and you are calm and another academic. Everybody's an academic, and I guess you get a snake. And she's already an elder. At 16, I'm utterly speechless, but interesting. I guess she is the leader of her covenant. Yeah, I guess that's the only explanation. Actually, I guess she is the leader of those barbarians that came to settle in our pasturages. So yeah, that's her. Now let's go on and proceed with our first battle ever, where the forces of King Tarbos are going to face the forces of, oh my god, I see his name, Andecombogios, which is composed of oh my god, traitors, Dacian traitors, the town folk, the town guard, and some bowmen. So see you in the actual battle in the next installment of Let's Get It On, where we will slaughter some bastardos.